Hello, homeschoolers. Welcome to the land of Yak, where I homeschool my 3 boys using the Robinson curriculum as the base of our education. My name is Laurel, and today I thought I would just show you around the schoolroom. Okay, so the schoolroom, we just have a typical sized house, 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. And there's no extra rooms really. There was a living room area and a family room. And then there's like a formal dining room, and they're separated from each other. I'm in what I call the schoolroom. You can see there's 2 doors behind me, just in case you're wondering. This door leads into the dining room and then like the kitchen and stuff. This door, a door in the entryway that comes into this room also. So you can see I just have my couch in front of it because we never use that door. Old houses have interesting quirks, right? Anyway, so I made the decision after about the first year of homeschooling and trying to squeeze ourselves into other spaces, trying to have, like my older son, I had him all set up in his own room with his own desk and station, and he was just learning zero in there. He was just goofing off and zoning off all day. So when I started the Robinson curriculum, and the guidance from Dr. Robinson was to have you all in one room. I believe he said to have everybody have their own desks if you can. I just couldn't afford really to go buy a bunch of desks, really. I needed to be more economical. So I'll kind of tell you how I solved that. I ended up deciding just to convert what we used as our living room or family room to the schoolroom, because if you're not watching TV, like if you're not a screen family, which we took that guidance from RC as well, I don't know, the need for a TV watching room kind of disappeared, and we can still play games, and we still can use this to watch movies on the weekends if we want to, and we end up playing like board games and things, usually at the dining room table. I'll just show you how my little converted living room, and how it's now our sanctuary at home. It's my favorite room in the house. I just look forward to coming down here every day. I'll just show you around and kind of show you how the room functions for us. Okay, I'm standing in my dining room, so this is the door. We're just gonna walk into the schoolroom, and I'll just stop here. I'll just start pointing things out. This basket, it's really big. I got 2 of them on Amazon. I'll link them down below. They were kind of spendy, but they were an investment. I love them, they're beautiful. Don't let your cats scratch them. Be careful about that. It has a lid on it, and I am keeping all of William and Everett's, my 2 oldest sons, the things that are coming up soon for them, like their next, math workbooks. This is all my stuff for our science unit that we're doing right now. We're doing an ocean unit, so I just have, and I have a history book down there too that I usually keep out all the time. I just took it off. I usually keep it right there, but I took it off just because I was working on there with my youngest earlier today. So yeah, since I don't want to be getting this in and out all the time, I just have it, I'm doing it about 4 days a week. So I just keep it in its own little pile. It's just kind of out right now, but off to the side. That's for my dog, so he doesn't stain the rug with his dirty body. But with the dog's usually in here with us, and that's his spot. Okay, we just have an old couch. I got this off of Facebook Marketplace. So cheap. I had this trunk here, which was blankets in there. Although someday I think I might swap this out for something else. But I've got these laminated maps on it, which are like these laminated maps. We've got one for the world. It came in a set of 2, and they're 2-sided. And one of the US, and I love the colors, and they're laminated, and they make a perfect work mat, like Play-Doh mat and stuff like that I do with my preschooler. We do a ton of stuff on here, and it's just really convenient. Even if we spill sand on here or something, I can just like pick it up and then go shake it out outside. It's just so much. I endorse these maps anyways. And like yesterday I came in here, and Everett had this map, and he was just curled up on the couch studying it, looking where things were. So I just think it's beneficial just to have a map available, and we use it, I feel like, constantly when we are talking about Bible subjects or history. We refer to the map, or even books we're reading. We'll try to find the location on the map, right? And I do have a globe. I keep a globe up there that gets pulled down a lot too, but this is just so convenient. I'll link those for you too. Those are so convenient. This is my solution for seating. So I've got me and 3 boys, right? This is where my 6th grader sits. This is where my 2nd grader sits. I sit over there, of course, by the printer and stuff. That's an extra chair. Eventually my youngest will sit up here with us. Right now, he's so little. This is where he sits. This is his stool. He sits and works mostly here. And you can see we were making him, he's moved up in our numbers. He's on 14, 15, and 16 right now. And I made these flashcards, and I like to have him when we get a new number added into what we're working on. We put some, you see it's glitter glue. So right now those are drying. And then we add them to our games and activities we do with flashcards. Anyways, okay, so maybe I'll just stick to this little section. So that's my preschooler's little workstation. That is his basket. That is full of Play-Doh, play sand, like the kinetic sand stuff, cookie cutters, like this foam stuff, like a lot of stuff for hand strengthening, right? Cards, those little math cubes, we pull those out sometimes. So that is full of preschool / probably kindergarten supplies, and all the little books. There's a bunch of books I want to read to him this year. So we tend to keep him here. Of course, I just got a bookshelf with some of our books. Like, you can never have enough bookshelves or books, in my opinion. Those are some RC books. What's up there? We're not there yet, so that's why they're up so high. We've got the thermodynamics, the mechanical universe, statistical mechanics. What is that one? Chemical principles. And we got those donated to us from another RC family. I had never met another RC family before. I found one in my state, they probably live like 30 minutes away. So she hands me down some of their books. Isn't that wonderful? And she didn't even make me pay for them. She just gave them to me. It was so nice. Okay, speaking of storage and stuff, so over here this was free. This was just a China hutch on Facebook Marketplace. And, I would like to build a huge bookcase in that space one day and have more, space. I won't have so much stuff out. But it was free 99, as my husband likes to say. So he just grabbed it for the time being. We have endless house projects. So then over here is just some chairs. This is where my preschooler sits here a lot and looks at books. This is where we keep all his kind of like toys and things, right? Because preschoolers can't just do school for like 5 or 6 hours, right? We do our letters and our little exercises, and then he has a brain break, and he gets to look in here. He always knows he can get into anything in here is okay for him, right? So he'll come over here a lot, grab a book, and he'll sit over here and read it, right? He's so cute. Then he tucks them in here on the side so he can come back to him. So we've got, that's like magnet, pictures, light bright. We've got a whole bunch of magnets and blocks you can build with underneath here, right? All the types of goodies. And then he's got cars in here, right? And then this is mostly puzzles, like tons and tons of puzzles. And I have him do probably like one puzzle almost every day. It's a good thing to tell him, okay, your next assignment is to do a puzzle, because it's something I don't have to sit there with him, and do. Anyways, but then it all just kind of goes away, right? That's our little reading area. And so those chairs are perfect to turn into a little chair bed. So, when those kids are trying to get out of school and they're like, they're totally fine. They go out to recess or able to jump on the trampoline, ride their bikes, all types of stuff, and then suddenly it's time to finish up the day and they're like, oh, I don't feel good. Oh, my stomach hurts. You do all the stuff. You feel their head, no fever. Do you need to go to the bathroom? No. And you're like, they're just trying to get out of it. You just say, oh, no problem. I'll make you a chair bed and you can read your book right here. I have found it's best if I let my sons go and lay in their own beds to read or something, they just fall asleep. So I just find it best just to keep them in here. Say, okay, you can be cozy right there and do your reading, or the couch, right? Let's say they're both trying to play hooky. You can still be a sweet mom and make them comfy and say, okay, you lay on the couch. Okay, you make a chair bed. And then I'm still sitting here making sure that they're getting everything done. Okay, so back to seating arrangements. So this table was only $50 on Facebook Marketplace, and I think it's so cute. So yeah, that's how we take care of our seating for the time being. And then I just bought some stuff to organize ourselves, things that like always are out, you know? So we always have our book holders with our planners in them. See, those are their planners. And every child of mine has one of these recipe tins. And it has, so Williams for flashcards has all of his math flashcards. So this is his current section, is on deck. Then he's got a section for his grammar cards. And then he's got his phonogram cards for our spelling program right now in the back. Since Everett sits closest to our little organizer, he just puts his up here. What's he having his? Wait, he's got some Latin flashcards. And then he's got phonogram flashcards too. Right? Oh, and I just put this in there. If you just like ever don't have enough of your stuff or like falling around, just crumple up a piece of paper, right? To fill the space and keep things upright. Okay, he's back to reading his Tom Swift. He asked if he could go back to that. So then we kind of keep things in order. He's got his text and math, his spelling packets are right there. So we just kind of organize all his little workbooks and things. So these are all Everett's things. These are all actually all William's extra things. And, but the things he uses on a daily basis, right now they're I just put them in his seat. At the end of the day, everything goes in his chair and gets tucked in, so it's not out all the time. Then he picks it up, everything's in order, right? Because he starts with math. So we've got math supplies. Oh, he's allowed to do mazes. I try to give the kids like an activity book or something like this so that if they ever need me and they're caught between something, like I'm working with another kid, I just they can either read whatever book they're on or they can do one of their activities. This is a spelling folder, right? So this should usually be at the very bottom of the pile. He must have been doing it. Math, and then I've got all of his reading books over there and his writing books because we alternate them every day. So there, it goes back there. Anyway, so he'd put it up there in order, and as he finishes a subject, he moves it over to the right. So he ends up having everything. When this is empty, he knows he's done for the day, right? And then he's checking things off. On his planner, there's Everett's planner. He's checking things off as he goes. Speaking of planners, okay, so this is where I sit with them. And then, yeah, I also have, this is like stuff I'm working on or I'm going to use soon. Like, so I usually have a pile of like whatever little projects I'm working on or things I want to plan or get to soon. I usually am hiding it right there. Because I can just take out what I want and stick it back. You know, this is where I usually am, and I keep my planner on top of my printer. So I'm just always checking it off as we go, making sure we're staying on course. Okay, so this is what the room looks like from this side. I mean, I've got a lot of stuff in here. And then of course we've got, this bookshelf was already built in. It was already here. So I've got some I had like a set of classics books already. So I put those up there. There's our encyclopedias. And then I have the Henty collection and then our beginning bridge reader books that I use before the kids are able to read the RC list. They read these books while they're doing the McGuffey lessons with me. Oh yeah, and then my son William's been bringing new students to school. But I told him they have to stay over here else he gets distracted. But look, he even makes them their own planner checklist and like books. Isn't that hilarious? Oh yeah, don't mind me. This is where I hide my paper and like filming equipment behind the chair. Okay, so if you pan this way, this is a really important area of my schoolroom. And it was, actually the TV is still here. It's behind this chalkboard. I will link this chalkboard. It was really reasonably priced. It's really big. And it just fit perfectly into this cabinet. I just put it in front of, you can see the bottom of the TV stand right there. But this particular area has doors that close on it. This is a really old, I think they said when we bought the house, this shelving unit, this stuff was original to the house. And the house is like 100 years old, so it's still there. Okay, so what do you see? You see my notes from our spelling lesson this morning. And then I've just got, of course, more books I'm storing. And then I keep our little chalkboards, our little slates right there. I get those down. We use those for certain things. Over here are grammar cards. So I don't have all of them. I'll link these for you. These are from Teachers Pay Teachers. And we refer to them just constantly. Just like as we were learning stuff, I just started putting them up. Like, you know, usually you're going to start with noun and verb, right? It's like the first thing you teach about parts of speech. But just like as we went over different things, I've just been putting them up. And now the kids have something to, when I asked them, and I do this a lot with William right now, we're reading McGuffey's, if he could find me a declarative sentence, right? I am checking I have those grammar bookmarks we use, and if he can't remember what it is, he can refer to this very quickly. Oh, there's just some other note I made at some point. And then over here, I like this Phonics Made Plain chart, and it came with it comes with the flashcards for the phonograms, the big ones. I've showed those on previous videos, and I really like them. And then this is another Teachers Pay Teachers resource. This is just hanging, I put a nail in there, it's hanging on a clipboard. But there's also these are about reading, and these sheets are about writing. And we haven't really used them much yet, but I plan on it, so I just have them taped up for now, so that when we get to it, we can kind of talk about things and refer to it, and I'll probably take them down and give them to Everett to put into his notebook. But that is pretty much the schoolroom. It's really hard to see it all on my little phone, right? It's kind of dark today. It's not that bright. But it's our happy place. It's a safe, happy little place to learn, you know? This is where we usually are, all in here together. I can supervise everybody, you know. It's cozy, it's cheerful, makes me happy, makes the day pleasant to be in a space that makes you happy, right? Okay, well, there's the schoolroom. If you guys have any questions about anything about organizing or about kind of like logistics of homeschooling, leave me a comment and I'll see if I have anything of value to add.